Hi, Black Gypsy here. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to be talking about how would people describe you? How would people describe you? So today we have two piles. The first pile is this pink crystal. And the second pile is this red ruby crystal. Pile number 1, pile number 2, timestamps will be in the description box below. Pick your pile and I'll see you at your reading. Also to note, I do offer $2 tarot readings. You could check more information in my description box. It will be the Gumroad link. So if you would like to have a tarot reading by me, you could just book it through that link. If you have any questions, you could go see my email information in the description box below as well. Thank you, and let's get on to our reading. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this pink crystal, let us see, how would people describe you? Okay, pile number 1. Before we get into our tarot cards, let us look at the oracle messages that we have for today. This says Earth stability. This says trust your intuition. This says grove. Now, onto our tarot cards. The first card we have is the 8 of Wands in reverse. The second card we have is the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And the last card we have is the 9 of Swords in reverse. So, how would people describe you? The overall energy I was picking up is that you make people feel quite nervous. And but the thing is that they don't show it in front of their faces. They probably have a poker face. That 9 of Swords in reverse here is all about like anxiety. It's all about like fearing the worst. But in reverse, it's like, you know, you're coping with it. You're trying to relieve yourself from anxiety. You're healing in a way. But I sense with the 9 of Swords in reverse, it's giving me like people put on a straight face to make it seem like everything is a-okay. But in actuality, it's not. Now, this could be your energy as well. Like you could probably have like a poker face, like you make it seem like everything is a-okay, you're not going through a lot. But with that 9 of Swords in reverse, it's very, it's giving me like you're putting on a show. You're not really displaying your anxiety as much. And the reason is that I do see with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, people might feel quite overwhelmed by your presence. I don't know if it's because you might have a very demanding presence about you, or a demanding aura about you, Or this Two of Pentacles can mean this is you, where you might be hiding the fact that you have a lot of things to do. There's something about you that's very considerate, pile number one. Like, even though things might not be looking so great behind the scenes, but with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, you tend to overcompensate. You share a lot of your time with other people than necessary, right? Maybe you're somebody that you need to be somewhere at 3 o'clock p.m., but maybe a friend or an acquaintance needed your help or an advice, and you ended up giving 110% to that individual instead of like going back on schedule and doing what it is that you have to do. But with the Nine of Swords, it's giving me like, oh, don't worry about it, it's okay. I could work with you and see what we can do, and then when it's time for you to go, you probably give them maybe extra 5 or 10 minutes so that you don't seem too rude, like you're just leaving them out in the cold. And that's quite nice of you. But the thing is that it's always good to have certain boundaries. If you need to be somewhere, but someone else is like taking too much of your time, you have to be like, hey, we can work on this another time. With the Eight of Wands in reverse, how people may describe you, again, something to do with time. Something to do with time. People might think you have poor time management skills. All right. If not, the thing is, the people that hang out with you, some of them may have poor time management skills with you. They might, feel kind of stuck, like nothing is progressing. I don't know if you're someone that likes to talk or if you're someone that is quite distracting. I'm not sure. But with that Grove card here, I don't know what the word grove means, but by the looks of it, it looks very comfortable. It looks quite like you see a cat there and sitting in the chair. I think a grove is someplace like secret, like a secret place, but it's quite comforting. I think something about you, how people would describe you, is that you're very comforting. You're very comforting to the point where they may want to spend a lot of time with you, but at the same time they get too distracted, and they probably lose track of their schedule here with the Two of Pentacles. Again with the Eight of Wands, distracted, things might fall back, a lot of interruptions, and that's not something that they like. But with the Nine of Swords in reverse, there's a quite healing energy about you, like you help them relieve, or you temporarily relieve them from this anxiety that they have, which is a very, very good thing. I'm guessing here with the trust your intuition, I'm very drawn to this the way the woman's blindfolded here in this card. It's like there's a sense of people wanting to be very vulnerable with you. Like she has her eyes closed, and they're more into their feelings, instead of into their logic, which is good. The Earth card is all about stability. There's some groundness with you. There's something quite sensual about you. There's something else that people may describe you. I'm also seeing a lot of green. Green here, green here, green here, as well as green in this card. Like how people would describe you is there's something significantly green about you. You might have green hair, green eyes. You might own a nice green car, or you look good in the color green. I'm thinking of St. Patrick's Day. Some of you guys might be Irish. I'm also hearing that how people would describe you is you're very lucky, or you make them feel very lucky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards from my truth picture to fine-tune this message a bit further. We have Goddess. We have strong. And we have exotic. Goddess, strong, and exotic. So with the goddess card, how people would describe you is that they sense that they think that you're someone that has a very, very strong spiritual connection to something. You might be someone that likes to go to church, or you're someone that has a very strong connection to your feminine energy. You're very connected to your femininity. This applies to men too. They see something, again, I said something about being very sensual. There's something very sensual about you, and people like that. Here with the strong card, um when I think of the strong, I'm getting something about your face. I was thinking about the Nine of Swords card in reverse. You probably have a very strong poker face. You probably hide your problems very, very well. Like you hide when you're under stress very, very well. You have to do 50,000 things, 50,000 tasks in one day, but with the Nine of Swords in reverse, your face is not reflecting the amount of stress that you might be going under. So you might have a very, very strong poker face, or you control your emotions quite well. And with the exotic card, how people may describe you with the exotic card is there's something quite exotic about you. The exotic card is all about things, foreign things. You might not look like the other people. I did say something about the green, the color green. I think of Alien. Is not like I just think of Alien when I think of the color green. Even maybe you have a way of making odd people, very people that don't fit in very well. You probably have a gift of making people feel good about themselves, making them feel like they're part of something. I think that's the thing with the Grove card here. Is the Grove card is giving me a sense of like you're safe with me, be yourself, be comfortable. There's a sense of people who have a hard time fitting in, making friends, and when they meet you, you make them feel like normal people. And that's what I'm getting here with the exotic card. I feel like how people would describe you, yes, you're unique, exotic, whatever, but people would describe you as someone that gets along well with people that don't look like you or your peers, and you make friends quite easily. So that's what I'm getting for you here, pile number 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Hello. If you pick this red ruby crystal for pile number 2, let us see how would people describe you. Number 2. Before we get into our tarot cards, let us look at the oracle messages that we have for today. This one says Libra harmony. This one says, there is always a way. This one says, High Priestess of Fire. Now, onto our tarot cards. The first card we have here is the Seven of Swords. The second card we have here is the Nine of Swords. And the last card we have here is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So how would people describe you? The overall energy that I'm feeling is that people can't trust you for some reason. They have some sort of trust issues when it comes to you. Especially here with the first card, we have the Seven of Swords. Actually, well, yeah, I don't want to make it seem like they don't trust you in the very first in the very first time they meet you, but I feel like this is something that's internally going on with themselves. Maybe something about you reminds them of their traumas that they experienced in the past. Here with the Three of Pentacles, what I'm getting here with the Three of Pentacles is that you might feel isolated at times, pile number two. Like whenever you're in a group, it's like, oh, I'm always on my own. I always have to do things by myself. And you could be in that same group. For example, let's just say you work at a job and you're in a team and these team members are supposed to work together. Well, it feels like you're kind of ostracized a bit while the other team members are figuring things out on the project, and you're like, man, I don't know. But the thing is, with the Three of Pentacles, like there could be some sort of desire that they may want to collaborate. They may want to share ideas or share resources with you. But the thing is, with the Seven of Swords, they may not trust you. I don't know if you're showing all your cards. They might find you to be a little bit dishonest, a little bit untrustworthy. Here with the Seven of Swords and with the Nine of Swords, it's like you could make them feel a little bit anxious. I'm very drawn to this woman here. Okay, with this, there is always a way. And this is why I felt like people might have trust issues. You see how this woman is holding an axe, right? And it's almost as if it's behind her instead of in front of her. People might view you like this. Like they might see you as this woman, and if you're a man, just imagine if it's a man. But what I'm getting here is that they might see you as someone that's poised, as someone that's polished, model-esque, someone that presents very nicely, but they feel like you might be hiding something that could potentially harm them. It doesn't have to be as extraneous as like a weapon. You might have a very scary weapon. Maybe that's one thing people might describe you as, is like you're someone that owns a weapon. If not, then there is something here with, I am seeing a blade here and swords. Maybe the way you talk, maybe how you communicate, maybe how you make your decisions, something about your boundaries, or how you think might come across as a bit intimidating, also maybe a bit cutthroat. That's what people may describe you as. It's like maybe that's why you might feel a little bit ostracized a bit. Maybe you're a bit too smart for the group. Maybe you're too smart for the person that may want to collaborate with you, or you might have some very deep criticism. Like if a person, like let's just say someone comes up with an idea, you might want to share, your thoughts and opinions of the person's idea, and sometimes it might come across as a little harsh. With the High Priestess of Fire, it's just, it burns, it hurts, and that's the thing. But I'm also getting here, since you chose this red crystal, and the high priestess of fire, there's something that's, people might describe you as someone that mistakes your passion with anger, right? Maybe how you talk could be very, very loud. Maybe you might have a very, very loud voice, but that's just how you are. Or how people may describe you is, if you're not someone with a very, very loud voice, but you could be someone that's very demanding. Like, I demand this or that, blah, blah, blah. And that can make people a little bit guarded here with the Seven of Swords. Again, with the Libra card, Libra is all about like partnerships. It's all about like relationships. But how people would describe you is, again, you see how this man, when I first saw it, he has a hood over his head. Again, maybe you're someone that's very like shady. That's another thing about how people might describe you. Something very, very shady. Like, again, that's why the Seven of Swords card is here. Like, people, like, maybe you're very strategic. That's another thing people might describe you as, but people might have to be strategic around you. I don't know why they feel this way. I mean, I just said one thing. It could be like people might think you're hiding something that could potentially harm them. But I see you like this. Maybe you're also someone that likes to wear hoodies. That's another thing. How people may describe you. You could be someone that likes to wear hoodies. But people just have like certain trust with issues with you, or they might have to be on guard. Because it's like they have to be prepared of protecting themselves from being anxious, having a lot of anxiety, or fearing the worst from you, right? So they might, so that could explain why you may not have like a lot of friends, or may not have a lot of coworkers that may want to work with you on certain projects, because your energy exudes like I'm gonna protect myself, or I'm or I'm gonna move 2 steps ahead without telling anybody. It's very like sinister. It's very like serpentine in a way. I mean, just take it how it is. If it doesn't resonate, that's fine, but that's how I feel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out 3 cards from my truth picture to fine tune this message a bit further. We have Siren. We have Creative. And then we have Student. Siren, Creative, and Student. So how people will describe you is, remember I was telling you about with earlier in the reading that you may have a loud voice. This is what I'm getting here with the Siren card. Like, something about your voice draws attention and makes everybody quiet and listen and hear what it is that you have to say. You might have a very, very powerful voice, okay? And that might trigger some anxiety in people. It's like, oh man, I don't want to hear this. And not only that, I see the High Priestess of Fire. And if you ever see the ambulance, you ever see the fire truck, they always have those red lights. And it reminds me of the High Priestess of Fire, and then this red crystal. You draw attention maybe through your voice. I am seeing Libra here, which is ruled by Venus. So you could also be a physically attractive person, but that doesn't really like matter, right? Like, it's good that you're physically attractive and everything, but the thing is, what I'm getting with the Siren voice, the Siren card, is more so about your voice and your ideas and how it draws attention and makes people want to think deep or act quickly. With the Creative card, how people would describe you is that you're someone that could be very creative. You know, the high priestess of fire. Fire is all about creativity. It's the sign of creativity. You people might like your ideas. Sometimes your ideas some people might even find it innovative. Like, wow, I didn't even think of it that way. Let me see if I could go through that approach. So some people might find you to be very creative. And the last one with the student card is that, well, people will describe you as that they can learn from you. A lot of people feel like they're a student. You probably have a lot of teacher vibes. There's some leadership role here, a little bit from this spread. With the High Priestess of Fire, when I think of fire signs, I think of like they're attractive, right? They stand out. But with the student, there are two signs that stand out. Is the Sagittarius, which is, I think, is the zodiac of teaching, right? It's a zodiac of knowledge. Like when I think of Sagittarius, it's about knowledge, it's about expansion, worldwide, learning different things, being a teacher. Another sign is the Aries, right? I did mention that people feel like a student, like you exude leadership qualities, and people admire that. So I'm getting something about Aries and Sagittarius. You're very attractive in a way where people can just learn from you, and that's how people can describe you, right? In such a positive sense. So that's what I'm getting here, pile number 2. Thank you for watching. And I do offer $2 tarot readings. If the message resonates, feel free to go to the description box below and for my Gumroad link. Place your order and I'll do your booking. I'll do your reading within 24 hours. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.